this advanced point class. Let me just check that's nice and clear. Yeah, so this point class is for advanced dancers on point, so not just advanced or intermediate advanced dancers. You actually need to be really experienced on point. We're going to do some pretty hard exercises today, and even though we are staying at the bar, you definitely need to be at the level where you can dance comfortably on point away from the bar. So that's the amount of strength you'll need for this class. Like I said before with the beginner class, if you happen to see, this class is most beneficial if you've done a warm-up, like a good long warm-up beforehand. So ideally doing like a full ballet bar before this class, you'll get the most out of it. But if you are completely cold, don't worry, we're going to do a little warm-up just to get the feet comfortable in the shoes. It goes without saying that if you're injured or feeling unwell, or if you've been advised in any way not to dance or not to do point work, then sit this one out. But if you're feeling fit and healthy, great. It will also be up to you to monitor your technique. Obviously I can't see you, I can try and remind you of the most common errors as we go along, but it will be up to you to monitor your alignment and your weight placement. So if you do have a mirror that's nearby, or if you can see your own reflection, maybe if you have a device and you can see your reflection in the camera of your device, that would be great. Let's get started with our warm-up. So you'll want to have your point shoes on, and you'll need a bar. So ideally a ballet bar, but if you don't have a ballet bar, then a chair or a countertop that's about waist height. It's better to have something too high than too low, because especially when we're on point, something too low is going to mean you're reaching down, whereas at least something too high, you can still use the lats and push the shoulders down. So feet in parallel, let's take a moment to check our posture. So we have the backs of the legs working, feet squeezing together, so we're not in a contemporary parallel. Squeeze those feet together, use your adductors. Abs are engaged, tummy buttons pressing to the back of the spine so that our rib cage sits on top of our hips. We're not leaning back here. Pulling up nice and tall, lengthening through the spine. Shoulders down, neck long, and then feeling like you've got air underneath the arms so they're not squeezing into your sides. We're going to start with pony trots. So we lift up our right foot, just FYI, I'm going to be mirroring you. So in real life, this is my left leg. I'm going to call it my right leg, because if you treat me as your mirror, this will be your right leg, if that makes sense. So like if I say, lift your right hand and you mirror me, this is your right hand. Yeah? Okay, pony trots. We have 1 and rise. Over the big toe and the second toe. 3 and 4. We do the same with a bend. Knees going over toes. So here we're bending both knees. Bend and stretch. Press the heel into the floor. Stretch the Achilles. 3 and 4. Lower both heels. We're going to roll up through the shoe. Bend. Go through the demi point. Full point. Rise and hold. Lower back slowly with resistance. So you're lifting up as you lower the heels down. And then we reverse. Up. Stretch over the shoe. Heels into the floor, and we rotate from the hips. Tendu front, tendu, a big lunge, stretch over the shoe, carry to the side, and stretch, carry to the back, and stretch. You might have to let go of the bar for that one. Demi-plie, open the knees, no rolling here. Lead with the heel, tendu, same on the left. To the side, stretch over the foot, to the back, open out the knee, and demi-plie. We take a big stretch, Pointe Barre to the side. Now the opposite leg of the arm that's lifted is going to pivot into parallel, and we're going to stretch forwards. So we're going for a hamstring stretch here. Press the heels down, keep the hips square, roll back up. We do the same on the other side. Pointe Barre, pivot legs, parallel, fourth, hamstring stretch, and roll back up. Feet into parallel, you're going to bring your right foot over the top, both knees facing the front, and then bend the back knee until it presses into your calf muscle. keeping the pointed foot over the big toe, and you'll feel a nice stretch at the top of the foot here. And then push that leg back into a calf stretch. We do the same with the left leg, cross it over. I'll just show you from the side, it looks like this. You press your knee into your calf, you feel a stretch going over the top of the foot, and then we press back into a calf stretch. Feet in parallel. Plie, open the feet. Plie, releve 1. Plie, releve 2. Find your alignment. Hands off for your balance. If you don't want to take both hands off, that's fine. You could take one hand off and you could maybe just, use the finger of the other hand. If you want to focus on keeping the ankles nice and still, you can switch. Or if you're feeling like a big challenge, you can try moving the arms, focusing the eyes and keeping the ankles still. And then a nice big demi-plie without changing your alignment as you come down. Okay, let's go with the music. Music, as always, is by the incredible Nate Fifield. Please check him out. He's fantastic. Okay, off we go, feet in parallel. Off we go. Right, up, left, up, right, up, left, with a bend, down and up, 2 and up, 3, up, 4, lower the heels, rolling through the feet, bend, roll up, rise, squeeze the glutes, find your balance, lower down slowly, with resistance, and we reverse, up onto point, hold your balance here, bend, heels down, rotate from the hips, right leg, point, push, side, push, back, push, demi-plie, left leg, tendu front, lunge, side, lunge, back, lunge, demi-plie, and right arm, long neck, shoulders down, big stretch. We're going to stay here, hold, roll up, feet back to first, left arm, big side stretch, parallel, lengthen the spine, keep the hips level, stay here, roll up, legs in parallel, crossing over, stretch the top of the foot, calf stretch, and the other leg, and stretch back, nearly there, plie, rotate from the hips, first releve, second releve, find your alignment, hands off, soft fingers, nice still ankles, no weight on the baby toes. So we're rotating those heels forward and the weight's on the big toe and the second toe. And a big plie to finish. Good. Hopefully the feet are feeling a little more comfortable in the shoes. Just in case they're not quite there, we're going to do a tendu exercise to work those metatarsals. So let's have feet in fifth, right foot front. We have tendu, notice how I'm passing through the demi point to go out, demi point to come back in, which doesn't mean lifting the toes, coming back in, they're still pressing into the floor. Hips don't move. So that's tendu, close, tendu, plie. Then you're going to chasse out to fourth, stretch, in and in. We go to the side. Tendu, close behind. Tendu, plie, chasse, push, close front, close back. We go to the back. Tendu, close, tendu, plie, chasse, push, in and in into a tendu, tendu, close, front, close back, and a tendu, close front, close back, left leg. Tendu, close, tendu, plie, chasse, push, in and in. Same to the side, we alternate where we close. Weight in the middle for this plie in second. Shift that weight back onto the supporting leg. Front, back, to the back. Second with a plie, chassé back, you'll have to let go of the bar. Weight back onto the supporting leg, in and in. Heel slightly forwards rather than dead straight to the side. So heel rotated there. Turn, plie, close front, close back, really slicing the tops of the legs. So we're not just coming to third, slice that heel across. Front, back, turn, plie, just close, front. No, front, back both times. Plie, releve up, tight fifth position. So no gaps here. Squeeze that tight fifth. Focus the eyes, we're going to test our balance. Optional arms, I'll let you decide where you want them. You could get creative. Anything you like. Stopping the feet, other leg in front. But we're focusing on stillness of the ankles. There's no point getting creative with the arms if the ankles are like this. So nice still ankles, focused eyes. And I often find wobbling on balance is actually really valuable because it tells us where our alignment is. So if you're falling one way, that tells you there's an imbalance in your alignment. So, you know, if you're maybe more on one foot than the other, or if you're lifting one shoulder, or if you're pushing the hips forwards, or if you're tucking, it could tell you all sorts of things. So pay attention to where you wobble, where you fall, and try and apply it to the next balance. And then just sliding that foot down into a plie. I'm just going to quickly talk about this sliding back down, just for dancers who aren't super clear. We are not going 1, 2. Definitely not. You are keeping your hips lifted, inside thighs are squeezing. You're lowering down on the back leg, but you have to slide the front foot out of the way to do that. So if you didn't slide the front leg, you'd come down with the legs over crossed. So squeeze the tops of the legs, release the toes of the front foot, slide down and you'll end up in a nice fifth. And it's the same, we're doing basically that when we rise. We're rising up on the back leg, sliding the front foot across. So we're not doing both legs together for this one. We're bringing the front leg over. Okay, let's go with our tunjus. Feet in fifth, right foot front. And tunju, close. Tunju, plie. Chassé, push. In and in. To the side, close back. Side plie front, chassé, weight in the middle. Point, close front, close back. To the back. Keep the hips nice and still. Chassé, back. Push. In, turn, plie. Front, back, turn, plie. Front, back. Left leg. Tunju, close. Tunju, plie. Chassé, push. In, use the toes here. This is all about waking up the ankles and the metatarsals. Now, active, push. Front, back. Keep the hips lifted. Don't let the pelvis tilt. Hips are lifted here. Push on that standing leg. Squeeze the glutes. Turn plie. Through the demi point. Front, back. Turn plie. Front, back. Plie, we're going to rise up on the back leg. Bring the front leg across. And time for your balance. So keep pushing over the shoe. Don't let the foot claw back. Don't let the heel retract. Nice still ankles, soft fingers. And let's swap feet. Weight equal on both feet. Pay attention to your wobbles. They're helpful. And slide down. Lovely. Good. Wow, the sun is actually making an appearance. It was supposed to be grey and miserable for like the foreseeable future. It's nice. Okay, let's have a look at some échappés. Échappés! So, right foot front, we have échappé fourth, échappé second, change the feet, échappé second, plie, releve, change the feet. So changing the feet, you're starting with your right leg, échappé fourth, you close where you are, échappé second, now the left foot comes front, échappé, we plie where we are, we rise, and we close. Then we have two échappés, échappé, change the feet, échappé, change the feet, and one, retiré, retiré, close behind, same on the other leg, fourth, second, change the feet, second, plie, relevé, échappé, change, retiré, close, stay on point. Now our balance is going to get a little harder. We're going to take the foot to a wrapped coup de pied. So a wrapped coup de pied, you want to have your heel near your ankle bone and then wrap the toes round to the back. So the foot wraps around your Achilles tendon. It's harder to do in point shoes, it's easier on demi point. And just because we're wrapping the foot doesn't mean we let the knee come in. So keep pressing that knee back as well. If this is a bit too challenging, if you've never done this before, you can just go for a normal coup de pied devant. But working on a wrapped foot will help prevent sickles, it will build ankle mobility, and it will strengthen the outside of the tibia. So it's a pretty good exercise or a pretty good position of the foot to practice. So I'll let you choose if you're doing a wrapped or not. And then both hands off if you can. Don't worry if you have to keep finding that bar. I know I will. But it's good to challenge ourselves. Then we're going to swap, pick up the other foot, and we'll do the same on the other side. Woo. And then close in a nice big plie, heels into the floor to stretch the Achilles. So nice and simple. Fourth, second, change, second, plie, relevé, second, retiré, put it behind. Same on the other leg, échappé, retiré, stay on point. Wrapped foot for our balance on both sides. Okay, off we go. Ready, and échappé. Second, change. Second, heels forward. Again, échappé, and retiré. Stay on that supporting side. Dynamic legs. Legs moving at the same time. Two more échappés. And high retiré. Stay on point. Focus the eyes. Don't let the foot retract here on point. Keep pushing up. Balance. Squeeze your glutes. Swap the foot. And relax when you're ready. Lovely. Okay, let's have a look at some ballets or coupe fouetté raccourci. Here we are. Smooth criminal. Right foot front. Oops. We're going to start with a little coupe on the introduction. 1 and a 2 and a 3, coupe. Now you're going to put the pointed foot down into the floor as you lift the front foot out to the side. Then we just go back to where we were. So it's a bit like a sort of limp with the leg going out to the side. Out and squeeze, and then it's an out, coupe on a fondue, out, coupe. I just want to talk about this action because you have to do like a tiny little hop, and I hesitate using the word hop because you're not jumping. It's not a jump, it's just a tiny little scooch forwards, but that's not the French word. I'll show you what I mean. So we have coupe, leg goes out, that's normal, we don't have to do a scooch forwards, but here we do. Keep an eye on this pointed foot. As this leg goes out, it replaces it. So this is not a jump. It's just a tiny little shunt forwards, and then that heel pushes forwards as I go back into the coupe. If I don't do this tiny shunt forwards, gradually I move further and further away from the bar. So this happens. You see? No little jump forwards and then travelling backwards. So just have a practice of it. It's all about replacing the front leg with the back leg. Replace, squeeze, replace, squeeze. Yeah, so that's what we're going to do. So the first one, we close where we are. Second one, whoops, we ballet. Then we go again, out, close front, out, ballet. We go for 2 more ballets. 1, squeeze. 2, squeeze, a picked up pas de bourrée. Picked up pas de bourrée, always under the hips, coupe. And now a sous-sus to 5th. Sous-sus, back to a coupe. So you're just going coupe, squeeze, coupe. And then we go again. Out, close where you are, out, change, and out where you are. Scooch forwards and change. Ballet and in. Ballet and in. Sharp, sharp coupe and a squeeze. And now there's no coupe. We're just going to stay up there for our balance. This time we're getting higher. It's a retire. Swap feet, retire on the other leg. And relax. Okay, so coupe on the introduction. Out, no change, out, change. Out, no change, out, change. Change, change. Picked up pas de bourrée, or you might call it pas de bourrée coupe, pas de bourrée piqué. Sous-sus, coupe. And then we do the same on the other side. Off we go, right foot front. Quick introduction. And out, close. Out, heel forward, open the knees. Heel forward. Scooch forwards. Again, picked up pas de bourrée. Coupe sous-sus. We go again. Out. Squeeze. Out. Change. Out. Squeeze. Out. Change. 2 more. 1. Heel forward. 2. Picked up pas de bourrée. Coupe sous-sus and stay. Focus the eyes. Pull up through the back of the neck. Stop the legs. Concentration phase. Now relax. Whew. Right. How are we doing for time? Oh, great. Okay. We're now going to do a slightly slower exercise. We're going to have a look at fondus. Feet in 5th, right foot front. This one is hard, and I've just lost my big toenail, so it's going to be a lot more challenging on the right leg today. But yeah, fondus are so good for you. So fondus are always about being smooth, controlling the movement, and they're often about turnout as well, showing off your turnout, pushing the heels forward, pushing the knees back at any opportunity. So we have right foot front, deep breath. We have fondu, releve, fondu, extend frontal releve, cloche, brushing the toes backwards, lift to the back, heel forward, cloche, lift to the front. We go to the side, fondu, releve, fondu, extend, and then I had a rond de jambe en l'air, fondu, sous-sus, close behind. We go to the back. The rond de jambe en l'air is en dehors. So that's going to be a straight line to come in, heel forward to go out. So it's a straight line, knee is straight, and then we push the turn out even more, the leg comes forwards to go back up. En dehors is the reverse, heel forward to come in, straight line to go out. So just ended up at the back, we reverse everything. Fondu, where you are, fondu, extend, cloche, front, cloche, back, 1, to the side, and out, en dedans, fondu. Now it's not going to close front, it closes back, so we can switch the leg. We do everything on the other side, cloche, Plush, fungi where you are. Fungi extend, quick rondejambe en l'air, put the toe down, su-su, squeeze the legs together. So in this su-su, make sure that the heel is forward, your supporting leg has the knee going over the toes, and this leg is also rotated, so we're not here. Here, lift the hips, help yourself as you go up, yeah? Quite often, because the glutes are a nice big strong muscle, we like to use them to help us lift things. It makes sense because our adductors are so much smaller and the body naturally chooses a bigger muscle. That means we naturally turn everything in, bring the back forward slightly to heave everything up, and we're not allowed to do that in ballet, so you have to keep your back really tall, squeeze the glutes, do use them, but a lot of the work has to come from the inside thighs, which means maintaining your turnout. We do everything to the back, plush, plush, fungi where you are, fungi to the side, en dedans. No knee movements, it's just straight line, push that heel forward. Fungi, don't close front, we close where we are. We're going to do a balance in attitude arabesque. So you want the knee at the same height as the foot, at the very least. Higher is great, but we definitely don't want the knee lower. So you're looking for the same height. Personally, I would go for a slightly longer attitude. I think it's more aesthetically pleasing, but maybe your school has taught you to do a shorter one. In general, I think if you're turning, you want to be more aerodynamic, so you go for a slightly shorter attitude. If it's a held position where you're just showing off a line, like what we're doing now, I'd go for something a bit longer. But more importantly, you want hip square. Hip square means no twisting or hitching. So nice level hips, level shoulders, and of course the back has to pitch forwards a little bit naturally. You're not going to be bolt upright, that would be odd. But don't let it pitch too far forwards. Find that nice balance between the body and the leg. And that's it. Let's go with the music. Right foot front. Nice, smooth and controlled. And through the demi-point. Present, plush. Right behind you. Right in front of you. Where you are. Extend. Heel forward, squeeze. We reverse. Where you are. Right behind you. Flush, lead with the heel, lead with the toes. Don't grip the bar, where you are. En dedans, close behind. Switch legs, keep breathing. Present your turnout. To the side. And inside thighs, we're nearly there. To the back. Plush, lead with the heel, lead with the toes, to the side. En dedans. Squeeze the inside thighs. Let's lift up the right leg, take it to attitude, arms of your choice. And let's swap. Check your alignment, this is where a mirror is really helpful. Whew, and relax. You might want to give the legs a bit of a stretch after that exercise. That's quite heavy on the calves. Okay. We've got time for one more exercise. And it's going to be a su-su exercise. So I'm going to let you adapt the end. You've done quite a lot of work on one leg, especially that fungi exercise. So if you're feeling it a bit, if this is a bit of a shock to the system, then you can do option 2. But if you're up for the challenge and you want to do even more on one leg, then you can do option 1. I will demonstrate both. So I'll do option 1 first, and then when we reverse it, I'll do option 2. So we start with the right foot front. They're all susus. So everything we just talked about around how to do a nice susu, we're going to apply it here. Turn out both legs, knee over foot, heel presented, no sickle. Lift the hips. Inside leg, heel forward. Yeah, it's naturally going to want to do that. Heel forward, lift the hips. To the side, close front, side, close back. Then, option 1, you can pick up this foot to coup de pied, and we do 4 relevés. 1, 2, 3, 4, close. So 4 is kind of like a little susu in 5th. Then we do everything on the other leg. 1 to the front, 1 inside leg back, 1 to the side close front, 1 to the side close behind. Then instead of doing relevés on one leg, you can do releve, both feet joining together, releve, front leg goes across, releve, back leg goes across, and stay. Yeah? Feet together, move the front leg, move the back leg, and hold. So that's option 2. Yeah, nice and simple. Susus, front, back, side, close front, side, close back. 4 little relevés on one leg, close. We reverse everything on the other side, and then you've got your relevés to finish. Let's take a little balance at the end. I mean, anything of your choice, really. What have we not done? We could do a little attitude devant. We could do an arabesque. Find your arabesque. Now, why don't we go for an arabesque? Well, anything you like. I'll go for an arabesque, and you can copy if you want. So, right foot front, feet in 5th. Off we go. Susus. Nice tall back. Front. Squeeze. Back. Squeeze. Heel forward. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Second side. 1, 2, 3, 4. Demonstrating second option. Stay. Arabesque. You might want to go on a diagonal for space if you want. Arms of your choice. And when you're ready, swap sides. And relax. Good. Give the legs a shake. They've worked hard. Really good work. You'll probably want to do a little stretch for the toes, the metatarsals. You work them quite hard. You obviously do it without your point shoes, but even just kneeling on your heels with your toes tucked underneath, that'll give the demi-point a nice stretch. Or you can do the stretch against the wall for the top of the foot and the demi-point, where you go onto demi-point with the heel pressing against the wall, back pressing against the wall. And then you try and straighten this knee, and you'll whilst staying over the big toe and the second toe. Don't let it roll out onto the baby toe, and that will you'll feel a nice stretch at the top of the foot and on the demi point. Well, thanks for joining. I hope you enjoyed the class. If you are a My Ballet Coach member and you have anything that you're working on and something that you want me to include in this class, just let me know and I'll do my best. Otherwise, I hope to see you next week. Bye.